Welcome to the Thornton Township. I think there's two meetings today. There's an annual meeting and then like the regular meeting. As we finish up this Henyard Chronicle, I guess this is going to be the last meeting of Henyard's administration as the supervisor of Thornton Township. So the Dalton meeting was yesterday. I appreciate you guys for checking out that video I made earlier today. Doing pretty well. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming by if you were here yesterday. And we are using Vivian Allen's stream. I posted the link in the top of the chat. So hit her, give her a follow. She will be continuing to follow this closely while I'm just going to be here hanging out and waiting for the mess. But if there's no mess and it's just regular politics, I think everyone else will be able to cover that. So we got that. And I don't know how long this meeting is going to be. Wait, excuse me. We got some breaking news here. Hold on a second. Brilliant Disguise says her car is there. Nice. Brilliant Disguise, I didn't know you lived there while you were in the township. Cool. So we got some breaking news. Her car is there. Is her car there or her guy's car is there? Or if her guy's car is there, that means she's there. Maybe. Let's see. The Hungry Hannibals are here. Yeah, I got a couple with a name. Everyone has names for, I guess, you know, supporters, friends, family, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think my branding is trash. I just, it is what it is. But, oh, Vivian saw it. Oh, okay. Look at that. You were actually following it. I kind of jumped in and saw that she was live. She was setting up her stuff. But interesting. Rob, what's going on? You're from Calumet City. Real quick, what is your thoughts of your mayor? Like, do you think he's doing a great job? Like, tell me if you can, some thoughts about him real quick. I know we're here for the township, but just wanted to know. Oh, Vivian says that white BMW is here. See, I didn't put any Tiffany Henyard pictures up because I was getting the business given to me. People were giving me the business last stream yesterday because I took a random picture of Henyard onto the thumbnail, and people thought I was tricking them. They were like, "Hey, why you didn't? This is clickbait. I thought she was here." Like, yo, dude, I don't control this person. I don't tell her where she show up or not. She's supposed to show up. She's a mayor. She's getting paid to be the mayor. She's been elected to be mayor. She should be there every meeting until the administration is over. I can't control the woman. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. So hopefully she's here because I know a lot of people come just for her to show up and do what she has to do. But this is going to be, I think there's two meetings. I'll have to grab the agenda. There may be quick meetings. It depends if she shows up or not. Let me check the sound to make sure everything is working well. But this is going to be, wait a minute. Two meetings. I'll have to grab the agenda. It may be, okay, hold on. I'm hearing myself. So let me figure out what, I think I have myself talking. Let me see, where is that happening at? Hold on. Let's see. Is that here? Okay, cool. I was a little confused. We're back.
Oh, yeah. I finally got a chance to, you know, I knew what she looked like, but of course, you know, get a little deep dive as a person.
Okay, nothing's happening yet, but I just want to check the sound, make sure that's all there. So Rob says he is doing a good job. I wish he held one office instead of two so he can dedicate more time to Cal City. So, and that's a good point. And I wonder if they'll ever do something about that, the multiple positions, or should they be some more regulations on that? I don't know. You know, as a civilian, we're allowed to have multiple jobs. But the problem is there's so much townships, there's so many elected positions, and you know, it's difficult to do one job, but now you're doing multiple jobs and you're bouncing around. I don't think it's a good idea, but I know this has been a tradition. One of the things that Henry always complained about it when people said, well, you're the mayor of Dalton and you're the supervisor of Thornton Township, she would say, well, there were other people that did this for years, and why all of a sudden now it's a problem. It was like, well, you're really bad at it, and you are setting an example that maybe this shouldn't be happening. But yeah, that's something that you guys will have to you know, see if that's what you want to continue. So, but appreciate your comments. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't know that was an issue. But obviously, no one wants to be tricked or anything. But I remember doing that several times because sometimes what I'll do is I'll set something up and I'll just put a picture of her face. But people really wanted to see her yesterday, and I wanted to see Tiffany Henyard. I think if this was the last meeting, she should have showed up. But I understand why she wouldn't show up, and I understand that she just probably don't want to deal with any kind of issue. And the last thing I wanted, it would be nice if she showed up and just say, congratulate the team and kind of move forward. But if she wasn't going to do that and she was going to cause a fight or cause a disturbance just by her talking, probably better off that she doesn't show up. So, but we're here and we'll see this one. This probably be a quicker meeting. I don't think it's going to be a lot going on. Shout out to AK Cole. Appreciate you coming by. Thank you for hanging out with us for a bit. Check out AK Cole's channel. He brings a lot of he curates all the content throughout this Henyard saga, and also he talks about Flint as well. And work like this, even when a lot of people keep saying, "Well, all of the content be gone once this is over. What we're gonna have to talk about?" There's so much to talk about throughout the country, particularly obviously what's going on in Flint. There's so much going on beyond just Thornton and the village of Dalton. They're doing something. Hold on a second. What's happening?
In accordance with the state statute, legal notice of the annual meeting was published in 3 most public places at least 15 days before the meeting. The notice of meetings were published in Thornton Township, South Holland Building, Riverdale Building, Calumet City Building, and in the Shoppers newspaper and Southtown. For the record, state law limits active participation in the annual town meeting to registered voters residing with Thornton Township. Therefore, anyone wishing to make a motion, second a motion, ask a question, make a comment, or otherwise address the chair must state clearly their name, full name, address, and verification of residency. Now, I would like to have nominations from the floor for a moderator to conduct this meeting. You please come to the mic and say your name and address. And the same thing when you're second motion.
I, Sonia Bradley, a resident of South Holland, Illinois, at 15532 Maple Street, nominate Mr. Byron Stanley as the moderator for tonight.
I, Casey Nesbitt, second that motion.
Yes, thank you.
15125 Ashland, Harvey, Illinois, 60426.
Are there any other nominations? The nominations are closed. Can I have a voice vote saying yay or nay, first yay, to nominate, to approve the nomination for Byron Stanley? All in favor, please say yay.
Yay.
Yay! Those nay? Any nays? Please say nay. The yeas have it. Mr. Stanley, can you please come to the front?
Woohoo! That's our new trustee. Go, Trustee Byron.
Here. Can you please raise your right hand? I, state your name,
I, Byron Stanley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of moderator
of moderator
at this town meeting
at this town meeting
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Before we get started, I'm gonna talk with the attorney. We'll give you a little information of what you need.
There we go. I need my water. Oh my God. Where? For the public. Go ahead, security. Now I'm going to my car.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is the motion to approve the minutes of the annual town meeting held on April 9th, 2024, as posted by the township clerk. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
Second.
Before, I'm sorry, moderator, but anyone who wants to make a motion and second, they have to come to the mic, please. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Wiedemann. My address is 21 Mohawk in Thornton, and I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the board meeting on April 9th, 2024.
Valerie Stubbs, 14801 Martin Luther King, Dalton, Illinois. I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. The motion carries. All right. We'll now hear the 2025 financial reports. I invite a representative from the Finance Department to present the following fund reports: General Assistance Fund, General Fund, Road and Bridge.
Hi, my name is Laura Fugrat. I am from John Spirit Company in Calumet City. I am here to present the annual town report as prepared by the finance director. Unfortunately, he was not able to be here today due to illness. So if there's any questions on this report, I would ask for you to direct them to the finance director.
Of course, he's sick.
Prepared the report.
Robert Hunt. Oh, right. Is that Robert Hunt you're referring to?
Yes, Robert Hunt.
Okay.
Thank you. So, the total real estate tax revenue was $9,651,086.95. The total miscellaneous revenue was $707,941.80, totaling for the general assistance fund revenue to be $10,359,028.75. The administration division total expenditures were $3,456,897.26. The relief division expenses were $336,902.76. The total food pantry expenses were $1,743,864.12, making the total expenditures $5,537,664.14. The total net change in fund balance was an increase of fund balance of $4,821,364.61. The total assets in the general assistance fund were $26,965,322.26. The total liabilities were $8,780,578.45. And the total ending fund balance was $18,184,743.81. The total cash on hand as of February 28th, 2025 was $3,514,763.30. And the total investments on hand as of February 28th, 2025 was $8,631,883.83. The total the 2024 General Assistance Fund tax levy was $7,650,473, and the total amount of outstanding town indebtedness is $124,039.75. And that is the summary for the General Assistance Fund. All right, so then for the town fund, the total real estate tax revenue was $8,453,000. Oh, you want me to wait? Okay, sorry.
Are there any questions in regards to the general assistance fund?
She told us direct them to that guy. She said direct them to that guy.
Yeah, she said Robert Hunt is not here, so she can't answer.
Oh, sorry, let me just flip back to that page, I apologize. So the total surplus of revenues over expenses was $4,821,364.61. That's the general assistance fund.
Can I have a motion to accept the report on file?
And just for the benefit of the public, it's not to accept the report to say that everything in there is true and accurate, because, you know, obviously, I don't know if anybody has any questions on it. It is really a motion to say that this is the report that was presented at today's meeting and it will be accepted on file.
Okay.
I'm Teresa Cameron. I'm a resident of Harvey, Illinois. I live at 14520 Sangamon Street, Harvey, Illinois. And I motion that we accept the report as given to us.
Thank you.
Nate Fields, I'm a resident of South Holland, Illinois, 15475 Merrill Avenue, and I second that motion.
Thank
It's
you.
been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay.
Nay.
At this time, since we really couldn't tell based upon the voice vote, it's recommended that we do a paddle count, so we're going to redo that. And,
Sorry,
the moderator here will call for the ayes again, and if everybody that's voting aye, please raise your paddle nice and high. And everybody that's voting nay, will also then raise their paddle nice and high once we get to that.
No, she said once we get to it.
All in favor, please raise your paddle.
The motion to accept it as written, right?
Motion to accept it is written, correct?
Okay, but we can still dispute it later. Okay.
Absolutely. So just, again, to remind everybody, this is not to say that you agree with the contents of the report. This is to say that this is the report that was presented before you today, and it's going to be accepted on file.
Okay.
If it's not accepted, then what's the, what would be the next step?
Well, yeah, let's get to the vote first. I agree with the clerk. And
Okay.
let's see, and then.
Oh, we'll have to see.
So we'll ask again,
Oh,
all in favor.
Darlene here, y'all.
We couldn't hear you. You said let's just get like an I agree with the clerk, but we couldn't hear what Clerk Wells said.
Oh, I'm sorry. The clerk had just said, that let's see if it passes first before I answer that question. That was
What was the question?
The question from Mr. Fields was, what happens if it doesn't
Sorry,
get
yeah.
accepted on file? And I'll just answer it now. It just means it doesn't get accepted on file. It's not on file, and it could potentially say that you guys didn't, that it wasn't presented properly at this board meeting, which it was.
Put a blame
It is being presented at this board meeting. So as the attorney, my recommendation is to accept it on file. Again, that does not mean that you agree with the contents of the report.
It's
That
okay
just
to
means that
accept
this is what was presented
Yeah.
at today's board meeting.
I know. Can y'all believe she
Is
don't
there
have on
any
a mask?
additional discussion?
No.
All in favor, please raise your paddle.
Nice and high, everyone. As high as you can go.
That's as high as I can go. This is about to fall too.
My coat gonna rip.
She said your coat gonna rip. Shut up. I can't even. Yeah. We just jump rock later. 3:15. My thing motion
You
carried.
can let your paddles down.
Oh, good. My arm hurt.
All opposed, please raise your paddle. The ayes have it, the motion carries.
I mean,
Okay, now we will move on to the general fund.
general fund. Okay. Back to her.
All right, for the general fund, the total real estate tax revenue was $8,453,568.74. The total investment income was $1,123,368.53. The total other income refunds and reimbursements was $544,550.31, bringing the total revenue to $10,121,487.58. The total administration division expenditures were $4,616,808.91. The total special services division expenditures were $95,038.75. The HAP division expenses were $899,713.12. The Department of Youth Services expenditures were $1,226,480.93. The Transportation Division was $908,117.15. The Community Outreach and Engagement Department was $1,218,850.54. The Senior Services Division was $1,637,408.89. The Cemetery Department was $12,000. The clerk's department was $41,279.30. And the assessor's division was $369,571.04, bringing the total general fund expenditures to $11,025,268.63, bringing the net change in funds balance to a deficit of $903,781.05.
You said a deficit?
Deficit.
Deficit? Okay, I thought I heard that.
The total assets for the general fund were $19,785,140.28. The total liabilities were $99,720.36, bringing the ending fund balance to $5,585,419.92. The total cash on hand as of February 28th, 2025 was $6,260,549.96. And the total investments on hand as of February 28th, 2025 was $5,816,611.88. The total tax levy for 2024 general fund was $12,995,356, and the total amount of outstanding indebtedness was $278,639.04.
What was that last category? I'm sorry.
It's the total amount of outstanding indebtedness.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the general fund report as presented?
Is this one made by, is this Robert Hunt's
Is there a
report as well?
motion to accept the
Okay.
general fund report as presented?
There go my trustee.
Deanna Belcher, 742 Evans Court, Dalton, Illinois. I make a motion to approve the red general fund numbers.
Right, definitely numbers.
Valerie Stubbs, 14801 Martin Luther King, Dalton, Illinois. I second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
My name is Paul Roberts, 18525 Clyde Avenue in Lansing. I'm sorry to be a gadfly landing in your cooked bowl of porridge, but my question was, before the general assistance was presented, we were informed that there was no one here to answer questions. So why are you asking for questions or discussion? If I am allowed to ask a question, it is to the Kasperick firm. Are you willing to audit this year's report?
Mr. Roberts, if I can explain,
these. Last year?
If I can explain, these are unaudited reports. So these reports come, and that's what the statute provides, is that these are unaudited reports. The township undergoes an annual audit, so every year there is an audit of these funds. So there will be an audit, but this is a requirement of the township code that unaudited reports be presented at the annual town meeting, so you guys can get a snapshot of where you're at right now.
But we're being asked whether to accept the report. Aren't we being asked to vote on accepting fact or fiction?
No, you're just being asked to accept that
The
report
numbers.
was presented and that the report says what it says.
Oh, that's a
It's not-
no-brainer. Why are you asking us?
Well, that's what I was trying to explain at the beginning, is that, you're not voting on whether you agree with the numbers that are in the report, whether the numbers are an accurate reflection, because again, these are
Sorry,
unaudited reports, and the statute does provide that unaudited reports get presented at the annual town meeting. So that's why you're being asked to accept it, to put it on file. And then it'll be kept on file with the township. And at the audit time is when all these accounts do get audited. And they do get audited once a year. And those audit reports are uploaded to the comptroller's office.
Okay, so I want to know what is gonna come from in the record. Why are we voting for something that we don't have any supposed to have? We went through this the last time.
I'm sorry, can you step up to the microphone?
We went through this the last time. Why are we voting on stuff that we don't have the initial and the real papers? This is not, if this is not ready, we should not be voting on this.
The statute requires.
I don't care what the statute requires. You're not
I
doing what you're
do,
supposed
because
to.
I'm a lawyer.
I said, I don't. I didn't ask what you care about. I said, I don't think that it's fair for us to be looking at something that you have not definitely made accountable. I'm back there looking at this paper, rambling through it, finding the numbers. I'm not gonna let you make a fool out of me.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to.
Okay, so
I'm
let's start
explaining
over
to
again.
you-
Let's start over.
I'm explaining what the
Let's start
statute
over.
requires.
Let's start over.
Your name and address.
Won't be on the record.
Kiana Belcher again. For, just for discussion purposes, when this is, put into records, it has on hand February 29, 2024. It may be a typo, but dates matter. So please make sure that those dates are corrected because this wasn't a leap year. This has last year's date on there. And this is 2025.
Which page are you referring to? Because there's a
12
couple
or
places.
15.
We accepted that.
12 or 15.
That's general fund.
So I think that that's a reflection of
approving last
what
year's
was
budget.
occurred last year.
Okay.
And the bottom total is what is
24 to
happening now.
25.
So
Okay,
that's
so-
to show you the difference between the numbers from last year and the numbers from this year.
Right, but at the top it says cash on hand. So of last year, the cash on hand was 11 million, or is the cash on hand 11 million for 2025?
Last year. That's my
Okay, so
understanding of
this-
how the report reads.
So the report reads, so as a breakdown of cash on hand, February 28, 2025 would be this year's number.
Correct, the 6
Okay, I just
million.
want clarification so we can make sure that, because it is a little confusing the way it's broke down when it's giving last year's information.
Understood,
All right.
understood.
Casey Nesbitt, clarification question. We're not voting to pay these items until these,
No,
they're
ma'am.
already paid. You're just voting, this is what you're presenting to us.
Yeah.
And we're just saying, yes, this is what you presented, because the trustees have already voted for this.
Right.
So yes, correct. Basically, what it is saying is that this is what has already been done, if you will. This is this is supposed to be a reflection, an unaudited reflection of what has been spent, what has been brought in, what the investments have yielded, and so on. So all these things that are detailed in the report, that's supposed to be a snapshot of what's happening right now. And moving forward, once the fiscal year is done and the fiscal year gets audited, any sort of discrepancies would be corrected in the final audit. So this is basically a snapshot of where we're at now. It's as if, you're looking at your own finances and, before you do your taxes, say 6 months prior to do your taxes, you're looking at, okay, where am I at right now? What's my money flow and what's my possible tax liability later? And then later, when you do your taxes, that might change. So this is just a snapshot of what's happening now. And again, it is an unaudited report. I do understand that causes people some angst. That's not something that we have any charge over. It is what the state statute requires, is that an unaudited report be presented by the supervisor's office with the finance department, and this is what's being presented. Thank you.
Valerie Stubbs, 14801 Chicago Road, Dublin, Illinois. So let me get a little clarity. So allegedly, this is supposed to be correct, and this is what we're voting on. It might change, and it might not change. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes, it's just, all your vote is to say that this is what was presented at the meeting.
This is what you presented to us, and it might not necessarily be right, but it might be right.
Correct. And it'll be confirmed whether it's right or not when you go through the audit. And I mean, this is the way the statute's written, so we just have to comply with what the statute requires us to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Dan Lee, 15249 Dante Avenue, Thornton, Illinois. In the event that these figures are proved inaccurate, could you kind of walk us through briefly about what happens after that? I mean, if these numbers have been proven to be, say, tampered with, what are the next steps, at least to your knowledge anyway, that happens? And will there be another meeting to confirm the confirmed numbers, or will we be here next year doing this again?
So every year you're going to do this. This is a requirement of the annual town meeting.
I mean, as far as these figures are concerned, is what I'm concerned.
So these figures will be fleshed out at the audit, when the township does its audit, and the audit does get presented to the board for approval. So when the audit does get presented to the board for approval, which is usually sometime after the fiscal year has been done.
Which is at what date?
What's your fiscal year?
We don't even know.
March to February.
We really haven't.
March to February, so.
March
I don't
or
know if the
February, they
audit
don't
is in
even know.
process yet. That would be a question for Mr. Hunt, and unfortunately, he's not.
He's
here.
faking
I don't
sick
know if
today.
the audit is in process. Actually, I can
Right.
tell you, I do believe the audit is in process, and the reason I say that is because as an attorney, our law firm, if we have any litigation cases that we're handling for the township or any sort of potential liabilities, we get an audit letter requesting us to present certain information to the auditor. We have received and responded to that letter to the best of my knowledge. So that tells me that the audit is.
She did say March. That's funny.
So the
You
audit,
say that tells you the audit is in progress, or?
it is in progress.
It is.
Oh, okay, that's, I didn't know that. I thought you were still looking for an auditor.
No, I believe that we do have an auditor.
Yeah, that was on their last
So the
agenda.
audit is in process, and the audit will be.
No, that was for
Will be
Dalton.
presented
That was for Dalton.
at a board meeting, and it will be made available for the public to review.
Valerie Sells, 14801 Chicago, Martin Luther King. I have one more question for Conspiracy Group. What did she got?
Right, I just wanted to get out of the way.
So, do you all prepare an annual report to present to the board to show where you need to cut your expenditures? Do you do that here?
So, sorry, just so I can, everybody here. We do not show where to cut expenditures because that's ultimately not our decision as an auditor. It's management's decision of where things are gonna get cut. But what we do.
Suggestions, that's what I meant, suggestions.
So our firm is separated by consulting team and auditing team. I'm on the consulting team, so I don't work on the audit side as often. Usually, if there's something that blatantly stand out to us, we'll let the management know, but it's not necessarily anything in a presentation. If you request that of us, that's not saying that we couldn't do that, but that's not typically part of the auditing procedure for any audit or prepare.
Okay. In the village of Dalton, every year, you all prepared and gave it to the board on your suggestions, and let me correct what I said, suggestions on where we should cut the spending or where we can increase the spending.
Okay, so the difference is that that's consulting contract, and you're asking about the audit. We also do have a consulting contract with you guys, so if you guys engage us to help you with that, we could help you with that. But that's not the difference between the audit and the consulting side. So you were asking about audit, that's why it's a different classification. So yes, we could do that for you, but it wouldn't necessarily be on the audit side, it would be more on the consulting side.
Okay, thank you.
And if I may add something, every audit also contains a management letter.
That's what I meant, the management letter, I
Yes, so,
couldn't think of
and
it.
that's what I thought we were talking about.
Yeah, I was talking about the management letter.
Yeah, and so the management letter typically says, okay, here's what you're doing right, here's what you're doing wrong, here's where you could fix things, here's some holes in your processes and procedures that need to be plugged up. So it essentially tries to, it doesn't tell you where and how to spend per se, but it tells you how to track things better so that you are more accountable.
Exactly, and you all didn't do that for the township.
So our firm for the 24 audit, once again, I was not on that audit, so I don't know what that letter contained, because I am on the consulting side. But yes, we did prepare one of those management letters for 2024.
Yeah, management letters, are
Interesting.
typically, they accompany almost every single audit I have ever seen in my 20+ years of practicing in this area, so I don't think I've ever seen an audit without a management letter. And so, yeah, I mean, and some of them are 1 or 2 pages, and some of them are 20 to 30.
And it is a requirement, even if there is no, like, if there is no suggestions, then it just says, we've got, we have no suggestions. So-
And you have no idea whether or not they prepared one
No,
for
I do know
Thornton
they,
Township?
I do know they prepared one. I just don't know what it says, because I didn't work on the audit.
Okay, is it possible that can be presented to the residents of Thornton Township?
That would be a discussion with the trustees side. I can't determine what gets released, that's not our role, so that would be a later.
I believe, I was just consulting with the clerk, I do believe that the audit and the audit packet, which should contain the management letter,
Right.
should be on the website. If it's not, we'll confirm and see if it is. Yeah, the clerk thinks it is on the website.
She
If it's
thinks
not,
it, she think it is?
it is.
Can she pull it up?
Okay, thank you.
So, and also, another place to find any sort of audits that have been filed is the Illinois Comptroller's Office. You can find it for any unit of government. So
Okay,
it's
thank you.
always a great resource.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Illinois Comptroller's Office. Forgot we were
Is
still
there any
voting.
additional discussion?
Yes, I have some questions. And I haven't had the time to go through everything, but I just have some questions. I might have one later, but for now, what is the TT Foundation? The Thornton Township Foundation that we pay $57,000?
So a lot of times, and this happens with a lot of different other townships as well as park districts, libraries and stuff like that. It's sort of a fundraising arm to allow for additional money to come in that's not coming through the taxpayers. So, for instance, Township Foundation, again, it's a fundraising arm to allow the
Donation.
how can I, I'm just trying to find the right words.
You want me to help you out? I'll help you out here.
The added funds.
I can help you.
The added funds.
So what happens with some grants is that, I want to make sure I have the mic. So what happens is there's certain grants that can't come to government bodies, but they can come for non-for-profits. So if you have a non-for-profit, which Thornton Township Foundation is, then you can receive additional funds to do like food pantries and that kind of stuff. So it's basically other way to get additional funds to help the residents.
So what was the expenditure to them? That seems like that's money coming in, this is going out. So I'm curious.
So the money going out, so a lot of the times with the expenditures going out would be like if the township paid for some food to go into the pantry.
We
I
got
don't
that
know.
as a different item, as money going into
Okay,
the
so
pantry.
I did not hear this before, so I'm not 100% sure what line went in there. So I'd have to look at the GL to be
So
able to.
it's on page 4 of the general assistance, hold on to which report. Because, and the only reason is, there doesn't seem to be anybody who can answer the question. I'm gonna carry on with my other questions, but, like you said, I understand the explanation, but
Yes.
that's money coming in, we're showing that as money going out. Oh, okay, I'm
And I would
sorry, what I
suggest
was
also
saying
there's,
is,
and certainly go on with your questions, but I would also suggest that if there's any questions that we up here are unable to answer, we do apologize, we just don't, we're not the people that drafted the report.
okay, but you're asking to vote on it.
No, we're
Okay,
just
let's
asking you to
go on.
vote on accepting the report, we're not asking you to vote on whether everything in there is accurate. We're just saying that this is what was presented at the board. at the meeting. So,
Right.
if there are questions that you guys have that we cannot answer, I do suggest that you forward those questions to the finance director and ask those questions directly, or also you can file through information after questions.
Okay, next question. Who's our auditor?
Casperic's office.
Casperic's still the auditor? Okay. And, I had a question. What is outreach? Can anybody answer that? It's under community and outreach and engagement for $269,000. What is outreach outside of all the other things that are?
Another scam.
Maybe one of Tiffany new.
Another scam.
Don't know exactly what that would be, what that would entail, but outreach just as a general principle is to try and get more people to participate in a specific program or service.
You talking about
That's
the
my
concert?
understanding of what that means, but I don't know that exactly.
So I did see a payment of $1 million and some change. I'm assuming that's interest toward the loan. I don't know which one it's on. But I think we originally had that loan out for $5 million or something like that. What's the balance on it at this point? I mean,
That would be a question for Director Hunt.
okay, so,
He's not gonna answer none of these questions.
okay, all right.
He is
I'm
not.
back again. I want to ask you, why are you asking us to vote on this if it's not accurate? I mean, when the trustees come in, they're gonna pick up this crap that you're trying to sell to us. They're gonna be already sitting in office. Why don't you get it straight first? Bring it back to us in March. We don't want it now. I don't. Everybody else wanna go for these numbers? Good for you. But for me, no. Because the trustees that's coming in now is picking up the old trash that's here already. They don't need this. Get it straight, bring it back to us in March.
Meg. Everybody's saying Mark.
15101 Blackstone in Dalton. I have a question and a statement. Mary Avant, 15101 Blackstone, Dalton. Is Mr. Hunt the only person in finance that could have spoken to this? Is it a one-man office or? I'm curious.
I know that he's the one that drafted the report. I don't know if there was anybody else available in his office. So we had, there was somebody to be able to present it. And that's why somebody from Casperic's office is here, because at least they understand the numbers. They didn't prepare the numbers, but they understand how.
And I have a little bit of a problem with that because they're the auditors, and I would think if anything, an auditor would have gone over this and been prepared to answer our questions. That was my statement.
Well, they were just asked today because we just
And
found
that's
out
a
today
problem,
that.
because this meeting was posted when?
Right, but Mr.
And
Hunt
Mr.
just.
Hunt took sick today?
Yeah, Mr. Hunt just informed everybody. that-
Hello.
Makes it make sense. We should not accept even what is presented to us. Because I could have run these numbers off of a Xerox machine. Thank you.
Okay. Any additional discussion? All right. All in favor of accepting the
I'm gonna abstain.
Carmen Carlisle, 14643 Kenwood, Dalton. I just have a question. I know it's a lot of back and forth going on, but just from my understanding, I know they have these town halls every year. So next year, when they have the town hall, will it still be unaudited numbers and will it still be the same presentation? They get the unaudited information and then it'll get audited later, so it's the same every year?
Yes, and it's the requirement of the statute.
Okay.
And I mean, believe me, it would be much more preferable to have the audited reports done so we don't have so many questions and concerns and we have exact numbers, but this is meant to be a snapshot of where the administration believes things are at right now.
And the reason they do this now is because it's a state statute, so they couldn't wait until after the audit to do this process?
Correct.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any additional discussion?
Not really.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the general fund report, please raise your hand.
Find out what happened if we just all say nay.
Right. All right, you can let your paddles down. All those not in favor?
Oh, shit.
Speak on the mic, so we can hear you.
You sound not in favor.
All those not in favor of accepting the general fund report, please raise your paddle.
With the nay.
Right. We won't be able to look at it later.
Thank you, you can lower your paddles.
It's a lie anyway.
Now we'll have the road and bridge fund.
I'm sorry, y'all.
They can make up anything.
The motion failed.
Is this one written by Hunt as well?
Yes, all of these reports were
Okay.
prepared by Rob Hunt.
Okay.
Sorry, I got the question all the time, so I want to make sure. I've gotten the question every time I've walked back and walked forward, so
Yeah.
I figured I'd clarify.
You okay?
So, the real estate tax revenue was $729,197.71. The replacement tax revenue was $25,608.59. The total investment income was $106,096.57. The total other income was $48,099.24, bringing the total road and bridge revenue to $909,002.11. The total administration department expenditures were $94,534.28. The total maintenance expenditures were $25,631.34. The total permanent road expenditures were $208,465.96, bringing the total road and bridge expenditures to $328,631.58, bringing the total net change in fund balance to $580,370.53. The total assets were $3,291,513.01. The total liabilities were $729,301.66. And then the ending fund balance was $2,562,211.35. The total cash on hand as of February 28th, 2025 was $943,388.36. And the total investments on hand were $1,624,473.83. The total 2024 road and bridge fund tax levy was $883,946. And the total of the indebtedness was $37,262.45. Also, you will find on page 13 that there is a list of tools, machinery, equipment that are valued at excess of $200, listed with the description, the VIN number, and what condition these assets are.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the road and bridge fund as presented?
We have discussion first, no?
Motion and second, and then discussion.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the road and bridge fund. Valerie Stubbs, 14801 Chicago Road. I keep saying Chicago Road. King Drive.
It's
Dalton,
always gonna be
Illinois.
Chicago.
Is there a second?
King Drive now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
Dan Lee, 15249 Dante, Dalton, Illinois. For the purposes of us getting out of here tonight, I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
So I would like to ask the question, in the event the residents don't accept this road and bridge, will there be any penalty to Thornton Township for anyone that we have not accepted, we voted no on?
No, there's really no penalty that I'm aware of. It would not be placed technically on file. It would still basically be a public record, but it would have a notation on there that would say not accepted on file.
No.
At annual town meeting on today's date.
Thank you.
Kiana Go to 742 Evans Court, Dalton, Illinois. On page 7 of 13, it has the administration expenditures, and it has salaries as $5,561.26. That's for an entire year?
I'm sorry?
That's for an entire year?
That's my understanding. It's supposed to be, yeah, that's the way it's reflected.
The salary is $5,561.26.
So that's.
I don't know if that includes the pay for the highway commissioner himself, or if that's somewhere reflected maybe in the general fund. But yeah, that is what was presented by Director Hunt.
Okay, thank you.
Nate Fields, South Holland, Illinois, 15475 Merrill Avenue. The question that was asked, if we don't approve the numbers, it won't show on public record, but you said that it will show on some public record with a notation, right?
So under the Local Records Act, the township is required to keep certain public records until they're allowed to destroy them pursuant to certain requests and provisions that are found in the Local Records Act. And this would still be considered a public record. It would just have a notation on it that it was not accepted on file at today's annual town meeting.
Okay, so if it's gonna appear on public record anyway, will we be able to search this information up as normal if we were to not vote on it today? If it's a public, if we're voting for it to appear on public record and we're not voting as well, will it still appear as if we were going to search for it just like any other record, even if we don't pass it today? You see what I'm saying?
In my opinion, it would still be a FOIA-able document. It's also currently on the township's website as a township record, so I don't see why it would not be.
Okay, because I'm just concerned that we won't be able to search it later as we would anything else. That means that the new administration will be able to come in and rearrange the numbers if we can't find what we're looking for. Of course, we can always FOIA it. Of course, we don't know if we're gonna get it, but, you know, I just think it'd be feasible if we're able to search it just like any other record. But I wanted to make sure it's clear that the residents can see what we had in 2024, at least what we went through up until 2025, versus what it's gonna be for the remainder of this next year coming in.
Thank you. Is there any additional discussion?
What we have in the packet is the same thing that would be online, right?
Yes, so the question was, what you guys have in the packet, is that the same thing that's online? And the answer is yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting the Road and Bridge Fund report as presented, please raise your hand.
Oh, reset. We don't need to accept it. I don't want to accept it.
We accept it or not, it's just an act.
At least we can find what we're looking for. Instead of going through 4 years.
It doesn't matter.
All those opposed to accepting the Road and Bridge Fund, please raise your paddles nice and high.
Opposed. The yeas have it.
7 days? How much is that? Let me pull that up. Hold on, I said it.
I'll go with them too.
You up?
What?
Which one you doing?
I said nay. I'm sorry. I apologize. It really don't matter because
Motion
they
carries.
inflated numbers anyway.
All right. The next item is a motion to place a referendum question on the March 17, 2026 primary election ballot. The proposed question reads as follows. Shall the state of Illinois, which has the second highest property taxes in the nation, deliver annual property tax rebates to the more than 3 million residential property taxpayers in Illinois?
Can't hear you
Clearly. Sorry. I'll start over.
Yes.
The next item is a motion to place a referendum question on the March 17, 2026 primary election ballot. The proposed question reads as follows. Shall the state of Illinois, which has the second highest property taxes in the nation, deliver annual property tax rebates to the more than 3 million residential property taxpayers in Illinois, as provided for in the Illinois Property Tax Relief Fund Act of 2019? Is there a motion to approve the placement of this question on the ballot?
And if I may also, just to give a little bit of background before we get the motion, this is an advisory question, and which means that it's not binding, but it's basically polling the residents. If it gets on the ballot, it's polling the residents to say, do you agree with this or do you not agree with this? And in addition to that, the way, just so everybody understands, the way that this got placed on the agenda, the way that got placed on the agenda was a document with a request for this question to be on the agenda was signed by 15 or more electors of the township.
Casey Nesbitt, 15125 Ashland, Harvey, Illinois. I move that we place this referendum on the ballot.
Valerie Stubbs, 14801, Martin Luther King, Dalton, Illinois. I second that motion.
We got it.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
No discussion?
If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
We're here.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Right.
You go look at that Lexus.
There's nothing to discuss in regards to the resolution to dispose of personal property, so we will skip that item.
And just to be clear, there is no resolution. No resolution for the disposal.
The disposal of personal property.
Can we talk about it?
There's
Oh,
no resolution.
so we can't have discussion?
There's no resolution.
There's nothing put in.
Oh,
there's
so
nothing
they're
put
gonna-
in it.
they're gonna-
There's no proposal right now from.
They're not
Oh,
trying to
okay,
do it.
To
okay.
dispose of property,
Yeah,
so
they're not
there's
trying
no
to do it.
resolution.
So they're not gonna,
There's no action needed on that whatsoever.
they're just gonna dispose it?
No, there's nothing to
Under
dispose.
law, you can't
Oh,
just
they're not.
dispose of property
Okay,
without going
okay.
through, you have to
That's
approve
all.
a resolution.
Okay.
So what we're saying is that there is no property that the township officials, the current township officials are seeking to dispose of, so there
Okay.
is no resolution. So
Okay.
that, we put that on generally as a placeholder because the agenda has to be approved so far in advance.
Okay,
So there is nothing for that item. That's why that item is being skipped.
okay. 'Cause them bikes nice, huh?
Okay, we'll now schedule the next annual township meeting. Is there a motion to schedule the 2026 annual township meeting for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026 at 6:00 p.m.?
Aye.
We need a motion.
Oh.
I'd like to make a motion that we schedule the next town hall meeting for the date that you stated.
Tuesday, April 14th, 2026.
Natalie Dilworth, 630 East 144th Place, Dalton, Illinois, and I do second that motion.
Secondary motion. That's my
Moved and
song.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
Woo woo.
So we now open the floor for public comments. Please approach the microphone, state your name, and please try to limit your remarks to 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
I got nothing to say.
Are you going off the
And
sheet?
also, just to let everyone know, there is, after this meeting, there is another meeting at 7 PM. That's the regular board meeting. And there will also be a public comment period during the regular board meeting as well.
You say sign in or I can walk up?
No.
Just come on up now.
All right.
State your name.
My name is Naomi Lopresto. My name is Naomi Lopresto, the 67 and Dalton. I'm not?
No.
Get close to
Just a
it.
little closer to the mic.
Get
Yeah.
personal.
Now, just get a little closer. You
Oh, okay. Am I personal now?
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. I walked in probably at the end of this, but I want to know why did you agree on the Department of Youth Services? Isn't that supposed to be Kamal's, little area? So why did everybody vote yes for that?
Okay, so we can.
Can somebody-
She wanted to know why we voted yes.
I want to know why we voted, why didn't no one question about Department of Youth Services?
That was already a department before he came
Right.
in.
It's still
And they
gonna be a
already had
department.
budget.
So those are inflated numbers, basically. And,
So when we come back April, the third, whatever that is, this is gonna change? It won't be the same?
It may change.
next year.
Next year?
So next year, there'll be a whole nother report that'll be similar to this. It'll be unaudited. It'll be different numbers, obviously, because it'll be different things that may have happened, different administration. They may cut certain things, they may add certain things. So the report will be similar in form, possibly, but different in content.
Well, I want you to let you know, you got away real good this time.
I'm sorry?
Y'all got away real good this time. That's what I said, y'all got away real good this time. Because so I don't know the numbers from last year to compare to this year, for one thing. Next of all, I hope next year that everything be more in order. Do not come presenting us with stuff that you have not looked at. We are not at a candy store. You are not going to continue to come do it, and I pray that you're not here next time.
Whoa.
You need to be gone.
She's talking about Robert.
Oh,
She don't know who she really should be talking, but she directing towards whoever is in charge of that.
Anybody else got a comment?
Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Okay. And I second.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
And I'm with Sharon Carter, 16301 Kenwood, and I second it.
There we go.
Y'all did good. Aye.
The motion carries, this meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.
Everybody stay for the second.
I know, right?
That's when you can beat up people.
Right, that's the real question. That's why I ain't asked one.
Give us a minute.
All right, that was something. Is the meeting going to just start right after? I wonder if everyone has to get back in their seats. And so, I wonder if I should talk about this now, or should we wait until the end of the second meeting for some of the thoughts I have. What's going on here? Who's that? Who's that guy? I don't know that guy is. Who's that? Okay, they're just people. I thought that was Michael for a second. I thought that was Dots. As much as I say, Tiffany not showing up makes sense in certain aspects, the fact that Robert Hunt didn't show up, that's pretty lame. I'll say that's pretty lame because he prepared the thing and then made up excuse of being sick. My opinion, I don't think he's sick. The guy just didn't want to show up. He didn't want to face the issues and some of the concerns that people have. Seemed like that. Oh, that's a former governor. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Awesome. It's great that the chat can bring some information because I don't have no idea, but thank you. Appreciate that. It's, okay, so I guess they put the meeting together. I see Chris there. I say, they're just taking pictures and whatnot. Maybe I should start setting this up. Actually, since I guess they're taking their time, I guess I should talk about it. Wait, no. Oh yeah, they're doing picture time. Hey, Steven, appreciate you, man. I haven't seen you in a bit. Appreciate you coming back through and being part of the Hungry Crew. I got another video I'm setting up. I guess they're taking pictures. You know what? I'll jump in now and kind of discuss some of the things that I noticed about this. Now, did I remember any of the numbers? No, I didn't. I didn't remember too much. There's a lot of numbers, but a lot of people were upset, and I know some concerns about you have to know what's going on in your community. I think that's the first thing, right? So every year, I think it's the second Tuesday of every April, they hold this public meeting by law to show the residents the financial report. So this is like a company showing its shareholders how the money is spent. Residents don't approve the numbers, it's true. They just vote to say they received the report. And I think that was the fact that people they didn't want to even to accept it. They didn't want to receive this report. They don't want to receive it. And I think that's where the confusion is, because most likely the reason why it's a lot of confusion is the trust has been broken. Tiffany Henyard, as a supervisor, people don't trust this person. And she's been accused of so many different things. You see what's going on. It's like the person has been mixing or accused of co-mingling the township funds, the village funds. It's like you're using a business card to pay for personal groceries. So people don't trust this administration and what happened. And some people believe that the money is not adding up. They don't believe in the financial numbers. So they think the books are cooked. And by them saying they're voting to receive it, they think they're approving it, which is not true. But they just can't get past that idea. And the biggest issue is because the finance guy is not there. Robert Hunt is the finance director. This is the most important meeting he's supposed to show up, probably of all year. He's supposed to show up to these meetings to explain the numbers, to answer questions, and he bailed. He he's saying that he's sick. In my opinion, I don't believe Robert Hunt is sick. I think he was there the very last meeting that Tiffany Henyard was there. It was probably like the 35-second meeting. The fact that he's so sick he can't show up for one meeting, can't call in, he can't find a way to even be there to communicate. It's a reason why he didn't want to show up. So it makes the numbers even more unbelievable. But again, people feel like the vote is being forced, but again, they're not voting to say the numbers are right. Just to say that they got the report. It's just to say they got it. Yes, it may feel like you're signing off on something you get a check, and I think a lot of people don't want to be tricked again, but it's just to say I got it. That's the vote. Did you receive this numbers? Even if it's not necessarily audited or not audited, but do you receive the numbers? It's like people didn't want to even get to that point because of how the trust has been broken. So just kind of looking at it, and accepting the numbers, what it means is just to see how much money came in, how much money was spent, and what it was spent on. And the problem is the fact that there was no financial director with the questions coming in. Hey, when someone says this, what does this mean? And then the consulting firm Casper, which they brought someone who wasn't involved in auditing, that didn't make any sense. Once they realized Robert Hunt wasn't going to be there, bring someone that can break down some of these numbers. So they didn't answer a lot of questions. They kind of just showed up and said, these are the numbers, take it or leave it. And I can see why people were a little apprehensive. But again, the way I'm looking at it, I was looking at this while they were talking, it's just to simply confirm we have received the report. Not that you have accepted it or you thought that all these numbers are correct. It's you're receiving it. So I don't deal with numbers. I probably should. Especially as you're running a business, there's certain numbers you need to understand, your profit, loss, and stuff like that. But if you have an accountant, right, you're doing someone that's doing the books for you every month. Like I don't do this myself. I pay for a service. Every month I see the numbers. I could sit there and say, I don't believe these numbers, but at least I received it. An email comes and I receive these numbers. Then what I do with these numbers is obviously to my discretion. I could check it up. I can make sure that it's all making sense. So I think there's still going to be a lot of distrust. There's still going to, I may check out these meetings. I don't think just because Tiffany Henyard doesn't show up that there's going to be all smooth sailing and people are going to be happy and I don't think so at all. I think people are going to be on top of this administration, and it's not going to be easy. They're not going to jump in and I think everything's going to be hunky-dory and kumbaya and all that stuff. I don't think so. People are upset. They feel like they're being asked to co-sign something they don't trust. And with all of the finance drama with the Tiffany Henyard administration, it just feels shady to them. And the fact that the finance director didn't want to show up to answer these questions, it just feels less than transparency and more like a cover-up. So I think there's still going to be some heat, some drama even after this, because of just how that meeting went. Because we think of, that's all I'm thinking about. Destiny, you're saying you people do the same very thing you complain about. It's all good and okay when you say people. Clarify that. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Joseph, it doesn't make sense. People have to vote on whether financials are presented at a meeting. It's 2024. It's other ways to prove it was presented. Yeah, this is something that's the rules. Like this has been going on for a while. So usually what happens is you need to get to a point where you can change those rules or change the parameters. But what the lawyers kept saying that, well, this has been going on for this long. This is what y'all do. So if you don't like it, you gotta change it. Someone got served. I heard on another live people are talking about someone got served. Who got served? I have no idea. Are they about to start the meeting? Let me turn on the sound. Let me see.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I guess I still got some time. So what they need to do is change the rules where they only get a legit verified audited report. I mean, other than that, what else? It's, what else is they can do? I mean, it's not an audit. But again, it's going by the idea that it's not approved, it just was accepted. Yeah, you're accepting these numbers that you don't believe in. So, I don't know.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what just happened. Thing just did something on its own. My apologies. That was weird.
Before we jump in, so that's Governor Pat Quinn. Appreciate that. Speak your piece. What do you think about him? Was he a good governor? Is he better than Pritzker? Was he worse than Pritzker? Let me know in the chat as we, I guess the next meeting is about to start. I have no idea, obviously.
Her car here. I don't know if she's joining the meeting, but her car is definitely here. I don't see her goons. I don't think she gonna show though. I think she upstairs like she was last time. She's playing in her office. Maybe she cleaning out her office.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, being accountant stuff, no idea how that would make sense. The way that meeting went looks like it needs some improvement. They need to figure out something on how to get that, and also the people need to start really researching what's going on. And how the system works, because you have to know how the system works before you can either change the system or implement the system or alter it. So, because it's going to happen next year, the same process. All right, we're still waiting. I guess once I kind of see them starting to speak, maybe we'll jump in. But yeah, everyone's going to keep looking for Tiffany Henyard. I mean, regardless, everyone hates the person, but they would love her to come there so they can, boo and do all that stuff. But I think Robert Hunt, this is the most important meeting that he was supposed to be present, when he loves to be there to boringly read those numbers that Tiffany Henyard tells him to go up to the podium to speak. And people have some questions about everything, and the man is sick. So hopefully they find a finance director actually is going to follow what's going on and not try to be funny with the books. He never really explained a lot of those numbers. He kind of, when someone that would go and give him a question about is everything in the green, he just never seemed confident. He just seemed like Tiffany kind of bullied him. But he's also he is his own man, and he is responsible for his own decision. He was I believe a trustee for Thornton. Let me know if I'm correct. Not correct on that one. Oh, there go the dude with the hat. He's back. People don't like him. I forgot what was the issue with him, that people thought he was a little shady. I don't remember. To be honest, I have no clue.
You say Robin is in Tiffany Trump.
That's funny.
It's definitely him.
That's funny. If that is true, I'm assuming there's footage of him being served. So he showed up to this, and let's say Tiffany Henyard does not show up for the meeting. It looks like that's not going to happen. He came through, parked there, hanging out at Thornton Township just to get served. A $10 million lawsuit? Like, what? So I gotta check that out, see if I can find that footage before we conclude. we'll see when this meeting starts. Is it going to start? And it is weird that Darlene Gray is there, but we'll see what's going on.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. It is April 8th, 2025. The time is 7:27. I will call the roll. Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Gray Everett. Trustee Carlisle. Present. Trustee Wiedemann. Present. Supervisor Henyard. Can we please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance?
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the pursuit of happiness.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Chris Gonzalez as the supervisor pro tem.
Second. Trustee Wiedemann.
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle.
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett. Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Supervisor Henyard. Motion passed.
Right, thank you. Next on the agenda, we have public comments.
First is it Janelle Taylor?
Where did she go?
She was just right here. I think she went to the bathroom or something. Oh, okay.
Remember, you have 3 minutes.
Janelle Taylor, South Holland. I have a personal complaint. I'm old and I wear hearing aids. And there's a whole house between here and where you all are. Why are we back so far? We're not gonna bother you. Those scenes are over. Can we kind of be a little closer? Because you could put a whole family could live in this space. I can't hear well. And I'd like to be a little closer. So that's my personal complaint.
Okay.
Thank you. Vivian Allen.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm messing up.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. Just wanted to say first, congratulations to the trustees for the race. You guys winning. Hopefully, we'll be able to get back our township like we took our village back in Dalton. Want to congratulate everyone that is new in their role. And just a little disappointed that I saw Tiffany's car outside. And again, she's a no-show. It's just pathetic at this point. She's like a total embarrassment to us, but I'm just glad that you guys are still willing to do the business despite of her actually coming in here and doing her job. So thank you guys. Yes, and thank everyone for voting.
Mr. Al Kendall.
Taking this back.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for giving me a small amount of your time. My name is Adolphus Al Kendall, representing Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle. My number is 313-434-3851, 313-434-3851. So the information that I'm giving out, if you want it, text me, show me the money and I will text you back the information. All of it I won't be able to share now, so you should probably just send me a text. I'll send it to you. For those who don't know, on the 15th, we have a hospitality hires, of which we're gonna have about 70 employers that are hiring on the spot. It's not just jobs, it's about careers, and so they train people in various 5 different careers that will help you to, you got a crumb snatcher at home and you need to, try and uplift them, bring them around. This is a great opportunity. We have one program that's being organized by our Elevate program. One is that assists people with water. One is that assists daycare centers with lead abatement at their facility, so it doesn't cost them any money at all. And then the last one, operated by Elevate, it assists homes with water assistance and renovations in the homes. So those are the 3 ones. I wanted to just give you a brief summary. And if you send me a text, I'll send you the details where you can go and to apply. Of course, we had a Justice Advisory Council grant, which was $30 million. $20 million is for intervention, working with youth in the community, and another $10 million is for wraparound services for those who've been the victims of gun violence in the community, and organizations and others can apply. Those are some of the programs that President Preckwinkle and the county board and your commissioner for this area, Mrs. McCaskill, and others have worked to provide those dollars. There were ARPA grants, and I look forward to those that will send me a text, and I'll give you that information as well as others. So thanks for just giving me a few moments of your time.
Thank you.
313-434-3851. 313-434-3851. I'll send you the links as well as giving you other information. President Preckwinkle has a radio show. It is the 3rd Sunday of each month. So this Sunday, April the 20th, from 7 to 8 a.m. on WCPT channel 820.
And you said text what, so they know? Show me the money. Okay.
Show me the money. 313-434-3851. And the president has a radio show every 3rd Sunday on WCPT 820 called First Take It Daybreak. So she's there every 3rd Sunday giving information, and I'm there every other Sunday that she's not there. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve minutes of the board meeting held on March 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m.?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 25th meeting.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Superintendent Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Temp Gonzalez? Supervisor Henyard? Motion passed.
Right. Next is approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve approval of bills? Sorry. Is there a motion to approve the general fund bills?
I would like to make an amended motion to pay the bills excluding item 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112. Those are for events that the board didn't approve or hasn't happened yet. Also for 113, 114, and 115. So I make a motion to pay the bills excluding those numbers I mentioned.
I'll second.
A motion and second. Is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett?
said yes.
Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, next we have approval of the bills for the General Assistance Fund. Is there a motion to approve?
So I would like to make a motion to approve the bills excluding items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, asking that we would permanently remove those items. They have been placed on the agenda before, but they weren't in compliance with the image ordinance, and that's why they were moved to begin with. So I'm asking that we would exclude those bills and permanently remove those from the bill list and pay the remaining bills.
I'll second.
All right, there's a motion and second. Any discussion? All right, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Right, next, under approval of bills, we have approval of Road and Bridge Fund bills. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Road and Bridge.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and second. Any discussion? All right, call the roll, please.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right. Next, we have old business. I don't believe there's anything under old business, correct? All right, and next we have resolutions, proclamations, and ordinances. I don't believe we have anything under there either. No. Correct? Correct. Next on the agenda, we have new business. Item A, motion to approve the Illinois Township Association of General Assistance Caseworkers Conference registration fee, overnight hotel accommodation, and stipend for food and gas for possibly 3 caseworkers. One caseworker who sits on the board of the ITA GAC will stay 2 nights. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Right, there's a motion and second. Any discussion? Right, call the roll, please.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, item B under new business, request for proposal for IT services. Is there a motion? There be no motion?
If there's no motion, then you just pass on to the next item.
Okay, so there being no motion, we'll be moving on. Next on the agenda is closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Yes, I'll make a motion to go into closed session to discuss the hiring, discipline, performance, compensation, and dismissal of certain personnel, legal counsel, acquisition of real property, matters pending, probable or imminent litigation pursuant to section 2C1, 2C5, and 2C11 of the Open Meeting Act. Also to discuss security procedures, school building safety and security, and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actual, a threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property pursuant to the section 2C8 of the Open Meetings Act.
I'll second.
All right, there's a motion and second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed. 7:41, we're going to closed session.
More closed sessions. So many closed sessions. It'd be nice to kind of pop out and see exactly what is going to be discussed in the closed session. Looks like a bunch of people left. Was there more people that were there through the annual meeting, right? I can't see right now. Yeah, I can't see. And good question to someone's getting fired. Who's getting fired? Like, you know, who is getting fired? A bunch of people already left. Keith Price, I'm assuming he's still working, but maybe just let him work another month and then he's going to go. I don't think he's going to stay under the Napoleon Harris administration, because I believe he is critical of that administration, critical of Napoleon Harris. I remember that he suggested, again, guys, let me know. I think we already talked about this, the fact that him and Michael Smith were trying to object him to run for supervisor because they don't believe that he lived in the township. Problem is, when multimillionaires, they can live anywhere and have multiple properties. So I guess that didn't work out. So I doubt Keith Price is going to be there long term anyway. But I did find it interesting that he did not get fired immediately. So they fired Kamal Woods, they fired William Moore, and Keith Price was just as loyal to Tiffany Henyard and was very aggressive towards people that citizens, residents. You know, he has a lawsuit. Jerry Jones' son has a lawsuit, and he is implicated. He was the manager of the food pantry and made the person, you know, that allegedly made that guy's life a living hell. And he decided, I guess he's still there. So it is what it is. Christopher, question for Christopher: why didn't you go live from the meeting? Like, you want me to go to the meeting? Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's pretty much done. I'm good. I'm good. Eventually, I will visit Dolan. I will visit Township, but I will not announce it. It will be me just chilling. Because actually, it's possible I may be in the Midwest this summer. So it won't be no big, hey, I'm showing up and I'm going to film. And no. I will go. No one would know I'm there. And there's a very small amount of people that I would actually communicate. Like, I will talk to. There's a handful. But no, it wouldn't be no big, hey guys, I'm going to show up. Like, that probably would not be a good idea. But eventually, yes, Ryan, absolutely. We don't know what is happening over here. You know, mayor, he got out of those federal charges, but him and the governor not getting along. We have a lot of problems here in New York City. Obviously, the guy that quit in disgrace as a governor, now he's running for mayor, and he probably is the most popular guy. And he quit in disgrace. He was touching and playing grab ass with people, being really weird and creepy. Then he implemented things during COVID that got a lot of senior citizens sick or basically death. And they're like, well, yeah, he's much better. He's much better than Adams. So I have no idea what's happening here. And on top of that, it's very expensive. It costs so much damn money just to breathe in New York City. So yeah, I have a lot. Yeah, so like, and Lady Scorpion, I like Cuomo. What Cuomo did, is there anyone else that can run for mayor? There's like 10 million people here. No one else wants to run for mayor. Am I a big Adams fan? No. I thought he would get some of the crime under control because he used to be a former police officer. But then first he was like very, very lax or liberal with it. Then, I don't know. Now he's independent now. I don't think he's going to win. So it's possible we're going to see Mayor Cuomo. I guess good luck with it. I don't know. All I know is things are too expensive. And it doesn't matter who's the mayor is going to be a problem. Can you imagine how well you live in the Midwest compared to New York? Good question. Well, as far as my familiarity with the Midwest is, I've been to a few places. I liked Cleveland. I was there. I like Cleveland. People dump on Cleveland. I thought Cleveland was very nice. I drove through Akron just because of LeBron. I didn't see him, obviously. Very quiet, like very quiet. But yeah, I mean, as I get older, you want to be in a quieter space. I don't know if I want to be so quiet that you know everybody, because that seems like a lot of small towns that everyone knows everyone, and if you have a problem with somebody, then you may have a problem with their family. I think that's a lot of the issues with these with small communities, that it just becomes, because there's nowhere else to go. Like, there's 8 million people in New York City, 8 million. So I can have a full-on argument, blow up fight with some guy 5 blocks away from me, and I will probably never see that person again because there's so many people. But here, if I have a problem with this dude down the street, I have to see him at the barbershop, at the bar, there's only one bar. I go to the grocery store. It's like, jeez. So I like small communities, but I don't know if I want super small. But that's my preference. And also, I'll be honest, I'll share this with you guys. Suburbs weird me out. It's too quiet and it's too dark. Every time I'm in a suburb, I feel like that scene in Get Out. Like when it's night, I'm like, yo, it's not enough happening. Where's the lights? Where is the fire ambulances? Where's the cops? Where are the people arguing and screaming? Where's the sounds? Where's the gunshots? It's too quiet. It freaks me out. Thinking there's some kind of serial murder is gonna come out. But that's just my obviously my weird issues. What's going on, correcting officer? What's your Michael Blake? I'm not familiar with him. Is he progressive? I know they got a few progressives. You got Cuomo. I don't know. I guess he's a Democrat, but he's probably in the middle. I know Curtis Silva is going to probably be there. Okay, so he's a Democrat. I just saw it, and he's he served as assemblyman. I haven't checked him out to see where he is. I'm assuming he worked for President Obama, so I'm guessing probably more on the progressive side. We'll see. I'll look into it. We're definitely going to be talking about it to see what's going on. But where you live is the most important thing. When you live in a great community, you are healthier, you're happier. Whether you're living in the city or you're living in the suburbs, you live in a block that you actually are friends and cool with everyone on that block, or even if you live in an apartment building and everyone in that building you're cool with, that you can, if you need help, you can reach out to them. If they need help, you help them out. And so that's where I would want to be, regardless if it's in the city or the suburbs. That's where I want to be. And there are some communities that look amazing, but people can't stand them for whatever reasons, whatever it's feuds or there's some beef. Also, I'm not a big fan of HOAs. So I know there's a lot of communities that have those where you're regulated on how you manage your property. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I don't want to. If I don't want to do something, I can't be forced to. I have to have my house look like everyone else's. Like, no, I don't want to do that either. So, I don't know. But paying as much money for rent per month is probably not a great thing to do long term. And I don't know I think I saw a CR River here. I think that person said, you shouldn't be renting in your 50s. And I was like, yeah. That one, I like, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I should not be in that position. If it is what it is. If you can't control everything. But yeah, I would like to get some kind of property as I get older. HOA is the 4-letter word. It's hard to get away from HOA. Well, I wouldn't. Ideally, I don't think I would get a property that would have one. So wherever that would be, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want someone to make it seem like they're controlling the whole neighborhood. Like no, don't want that. So hopefully I find something. We'll see. Todd says they need to set up a special FBI headquarters in Illinois to clean up the corruption. I'm assuming there's FBI headquarters in every state, right? I'm sure there's something here in New York City. At this point, if I'm not gonna say nothing's gonna happen if Henyard doesn't get picked up by this date in the end of May or the end of June. But once she's officially out of office, what's holding them up? I mean, Eric Adams was indicted as a mayor just a couple months ago. They didn't wait till he decided to run or not. They hit him hard. They're like, no, you're going to. Now they took it back for reasons you could probably explain, because he was not friends with Biden, and he was very critical of Biden, and he wasn't that critical with Trump. And for some reason, Trump felt that Adams was facing the same issues he was facing, that he was being unfairly prosecuted. Even though, again, and I always keep saying this, if you check out Eric Adams' his indictment, he was purposely hiding the fact that he got the kickbacks, that he was doing odd things to avoid the kickback, avoid getting caught. Him and his crew, multiple people resigned. And Eric Adams, the fact that Trump won, saved him. If Trump lost the election, Eric Adams will be still under this situation with the feds. He would have had to lawyer up and it'll be a trial. And I believe the evidence that that the investigators took from that trial showed that he took the kickbacks, he got those benefits, and he was trying to hide it. So, but hey, that's what happens when certain people win, some people don't win. So, and again, not because Eric Adams is the only one that took kickbacks. It looks like all of these mayors take kickbacks. It's just he wasn't smart enough to hide it. So we'll see. Tiffany's next job interviewer is going to be some interesting. Marissa Banks said, I told you earlier, I believe that Eric Adams took those kickbacks. And he knows he did. But you know what? It's not about who you know. Or it's not about what you know. It's who you know. And if you know the president and he feels that he has some kind of, I guess, related experience, he got off. But I think he's not going to probably win. He's probably not going to win the election. Not as an independent. I think probably we're going to go with a more. I think we're going with Cuomo. And I think Cuomo is a centrist. Yes, he's a Democrat. I don't think he's a hardline liberal. I think he's kind of in centrist. He's the old school Democrats before everyone went super conservative. So I think Cuomo's going to win. He's the most popular guy. I don't see how people have short memories. I guess all the stuff that he was doing a couple of years ago, people forgot. And also they want someone that's going to be really critical of the president and not be cool with the president the way Eric Adams is. So if I had to bet, I think Cuomo is going to probably be the next mayor of New York City. I guess we're the only ones still hanging out. I guess everyone bounced. I guess probably nothing's going to come out of this this executive session, but we're chatting, we're chilling. Actually, before I leave, I want to talk about one story. I would like to talk about it now, but I don't know when they're going to show up, and I don't want to show the video without the conclusion of this. So we're going to hang out, and don't worry if you have to leave. Don't worry. The next segment we're going to do, I'll probably make that into a separate video. So if you've got to bounce, no problem at all. But I'm just letting you know all the issues that I got to deal with living in New York City. Corruption is here always. There's too much money here, so there's always something going to happen. Come to Iowa and show you. Actually, that's pretty. My son loves all those vehicles. He knows more about those vehicles than I do. Like I think he's going to be an engineer because his mind works like that, like putting things together. He's really great at math. I hate math. Math sucks. No, well, I suck at math. Math sucks. I suck at math, but he thrives in that stuff. He's 11 years old. His mind works, how he can take like Legos and pieces of things and create shit. Create stuff. It's kind of cool. So he's definitely going to be some kind of engineer, which is good because I'm getting old and I can't be doing this YouTube stuff forever. So hopefully he'll be taking care of me with some of that engineering money. No, Hannibal, it's not what you know is what you can prove. Well, Chi-Town, they didn't even get to that point of proving it. They already got rid of it. So I understand what you're saying, though. Appreciate that comment. It's even to getting the opportunity to prove it, and kind of shows the situation that Tiffany Henyard by yesterday's meeting with the Dawn trustees that put Henyard as the third party defendant, is that Henyard would say that these news organizations were the ones lying, when that was a terrible idea. Terrible idea. And now she's a part of another lawsuit. Lenny always cussing. I try not to curse too much on the YouTube videos, but did I got stuff on my face? Pizza crust. Yeah, I try not to, because I have family watch this channel now. My mom, my dad watches it, so try to not, because it's interesting. I think I'll never get too old enough to comfortably curse around my parents. I know some people do. It never felt comfortable to do that. So that's how I move. Well, that's cool, Stephanie. There's tons of programs. I remember when I wanted to do that, and back then it was only Full Sail, I believe. I think they're still around, but no concept on how to program. I still don't. I don't. The only thing I know, in my opinion, confidently enough, is how to edit a video. That I think I'm pretty decent at. But don't ask me to animate. I don't do graphics. I'm not going to be able to build a level of a video game. I just can't do that. But it's a pretty cool skill to have. Wow, really? That's that old man strength for real. I wonder where all Tiffany's moving on to where the money is. You know, once if Tiffany can't pay them, they go somewhere else. You know, just like anything else. If they're not getting the money, or if the case is just so bad it's not worth pursuing. But again, the first thing, if they're not getting the money, they move on. They're not gonna stand around. Yeah, Full Sail. Why Full Sail is trash? I have no idea. I have no concept. I just knew that was one of the first schools that I can recall that had programs on how to program games, how to make games. I think if you have enough time on your hands, you can learn everything on YouTube. You can learn how to program video games, how to create a video game. Watch enough YouTube videos. That's how it works. Like everything I learned about YouTube, everything that I do here I didn't go to school for this. This was a lot of free time during the pandemic, nothing going on. And you just learn, you pick up a little bit, you pick up a new skill, you implement it. If it works, you keep and just build it up to what, that's how I learned. So people create, you could create music. You could do so many things. YouTube, it's the material is there. It's just putting it together. Who wants to bet the only sleep yourself is a reason to close A? Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. That's one big surprise that she showed up. I wonder she didn't want any problems with her check being missing for the next couple of days. She didn't want to miss too many meetings. She's like, listen, I'm gonna show up, do my thing, blah blah blah. So, what's it? Bambino said they're way overpriced. You better off going to community college. The name is actually looked down upon in the industry as well. Okay. Oh, and okay, my friend went to Full Sail. He said they just throw everything at you on Monday and see how you're doing on Friday. Didn't like it. That's not cool. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm assuming it's something as complicated and as in depth, and there's so many different positions, so many people. It's like a movie. There's so many people working on this. It's hard to info dump everything and then you figure it out on yourself. Obviously, it doesn't work that way. At least for me in learning, I wouldn't do that. Brian, one like is one felony charge for Tiffany. We'll see. We'll see if Tiffany actually goes to prison. Maybe she does. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what she's going to do, what she has to do to get out of the situation, to get to avoid jail time. Who knows? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Shed Aquarium. Yeah, he likes the aquarium. Like, he's a big fan of the aquarium. I got most likely. If I do this sometime this summer, it's probably gonna be a nice, one of those road trips. Just drive around. There's the potential conference that I may want to attend. It's not final yet, but it's possible. It's possible. I may go head Midwest. I know to drive to Cleveland I think it's about 10 hours from here. I'm not a huge fan of driving that long. Like, sometimes after half an hour, I'm annoyed. Especially New York traffic. What was it? The second worst traffic? What's the worst traffic in America? I think it's, what is the worst traffic? The worst. Oh yeah, of course. Of course is the worst. Actually, let me see if I put this up. You guys can see it. Oh, come on, stupid thing. Let me see if this works now. Let me see. Come on. Dumb iPad don't want to work right now. Stupid. Let me try one more time. We don't have to show it on my computer. Oh, no, it doesn't want to work. Whatever. But yeah, apparently New York City ranks as the city with the worst traffic. So it's New York City, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, Boston, Philadelphia, Miami, Houston, Atlanta, DC, Seattle, Nashville, San Francisco, Denver, all with terrible damn traffic. Yeah. I'm down with that. Love grilling. It's probably one of the few things I can do when it comes to cooking. I mean, it's not that you just grilling. It's the best. It's the best. We are the very few left in this Thornton Township meeting. We are the hardcores, and many of us don't even live there. We're still hanging out here just to see probably two words spoken by Chris Gonzalez. They'll do something. We won't have any idea who's being tossed out or not. And then I guess we go out our merry ways. So like I said, this is probably one of the last meetings or at least streams where we're going to be dedicating the stream to one of these meetings. I think next month they exchange the power, so it'll be Jason House, and it'll from Dalton Village side, and it'll be Napoleon Harris for Thornton. Unless some chicanery is happening, I probably won't be streaming them. So it'll be the streams will be more on different topics, mostly related to obviously corruption, some scams, and obviously we'll have some times where we'll just sit there and talk about R&B and some other erroneous things. But we'll still continue to stream because I know it's great to see these familiar names, and I get to know a little bit about you guys. And it's not possible to really do that when you make a regular video. You just be in the comment section. So we'll definitely continue to do the live streams at least. I would say I'm attempting to try to do at least once a week. At the very least, maybe every 2 weeks, but definitely once a week, even if it's just for an hour or for 2 hours. I think that's going to be the focus, because I still love editing. I still like making videos, but the streaming, it has been very successful. And again, not just talking about the situation, but talking about all different types of situations, talking with you guys about the weather, talking about where you guys live, talking about the rents, talking about if our young sons are wearing jeans and everyone's wearing joggers, like some of the kind of cool off topic stuff. So we'll definitely keep it locked in. We'll definitely continue doing the live streams, even if we're not checking out these meetings, because as you guys notice, without the chaos agent, it's not going to be as dramatic, obviously. Not to say there's going to be no problems. I believe there's still going to be problems, but then it becomes more of politics. And some of these rules, like this, the rule about how the reports are being received. If they don't like it, they need to figure out a way to change it, and then figure out why they don't want to change it. That's more of a politics thing, and that's more something that I think the local reporters and local YouTubers can cover. I got to figure out what I'm doing here in New York City. So, yes, chaos agent. Yes, whether Tiffany Henyard believes it or not, that's where a lot of the stuff. So the last year's meeting, the annual meeting was wild, a wild meeting. It was crazy. I was trying to find the stream. I couldn't find it. It was Michael Dot screaming at people. There was a bunch of YouTubers there. There's a bunch of YouTubers now, but it was a year ago where it wasn't a ton of people recording the meetings. It may have been like 2 YouTubers. I think I was watching it from someone. Yeah, it wasn't a ton of people recording at the time. I think the Lansing Journal was there. They've been there from the beginning. And it was insane. It's interesting because they didn't fight. There was no fight, but it looked close to it. And that meeting, I think Keith Freeman was working. Jerry Jones was there. Henyard was kind of still running the show. Things were beginning to buck a little bit. There was issues where the people were starting to turn. But it was a wild meeting. Wild meeting. It's interesting that the most dramatic meetings or crazy meetings did happen on the Thornton Township compared to Dalton. Actually, no, I'll take that back. I guess they're both pretty wild, but yeah, that at that point before the fight, before the brawl, I thought that was the craziest meeting. That meeting that happened last year. Yeah, Flint. Yeah, I saw a few videos on Flint. I know that's wild. There's an email I got from about another mayor. I have to check that out. Probably make a video about that too soon. That this mayor that apparently got in trouble, got a DUI, but he's still driving a vehicle, a taxpayer fund vehicle, even though he's not. He got picked up for DUI, and the video that I guess the body cam footage had like 2 million views. So it is crazy. So I gotta look up what mayor that was and where that was, where that person lived. So there's always something going on. I guess I should have did the other video. Now if I do it now, then it may be done. So I guess we'll just hang out. Correct. Michael Smith seems like he likes to yell a whole lot, especially when he gets all riled up. And I think the way his mind works, I believe, this is my opinion, that the people use that, like he's the attack dog. So he's the one that they amp him up, and he goes out there and makes a fool out of himself while they sit there and just nod. Because if you notice, a lot of times when he's doing that, it's Henyard or someone just nodding, and like they're encouraging this kind of behavior from him. And he seemed like it's hard for him to calm down at one point. It's like he wants to be a politician so bad, but he doesn't understand that his history and his decision making and the fact that he shouldn't be around any children, that he'll never be a successful public servant. That he should just stop trying. I don't know if he will, but he should stop. He's done too much. He needs to find another way of, I guess, finding fulfillment in his life. And again, stay away from children. Really? In New York, I don't know other places, but I would assume here, I think in New York City, man, I think they take your car away. Like you're screwed. Like you're done if you get caught on a DUI around here. But I don't know. I gotta figure out where that is, Joshua. But yeah, be on the lookout. I'll have that video out soon. But yeah, I gotta figure out what if I look it up real quick. Where was that? Let me look it up real quick since we're still waiting for the conclusion of this meeting. Shoot, what podcast focus we talking about? Oh, more emails. Let's see. Where was this person? Okay. Okay, so this person, someone emailed me. Mayor Nathaniel George Booker. Now, this is in Maywood. I didn't look up what was going on. Was this the one? Wait. Is that the one? No, that may be a different person. Hold on a second. Getting a few. Oh, you guys want to hear what this guy is talking about? I'll put it up if you guys want to hear what he's talking about. I'll look this up. Give me a second.
Is it already closed? Remember you said that you have
What
some-
is it, the creative placement grant is, a couple of the others are not.
Okay.
You send me a text tonight?
You said you want me to send you one tonight?
Send me one tonight.
Okay, I see.
And then by morning time, I'll be sending out another set.
Okay. I'm making bracelets too for a fundraiser. I'm doing a walk for tumor awareness.
Oh, wow.
So they're $5 each. So next time you see me, if you want to purchase, let me know. And I'll text you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll zell you some money.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you could get it to me when you see it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everybody. How you doing? All right. Yes, we got a good host here.
Yes,
She's
we do.
outstanding.
Thank you.
In fact, we're going to soon see her on CNN.
Absolutely. Exactly. We speaking that into existence. You see that? Yes.
That's right, that's right.
That's why I told them they're patient with me. So that way I can, continue to grow. And then, bam.
And one day, I'll have to have you on First Take at Daybreak on my radio show.
I'm going to text you. And then you have my contact information. I would love, so I'm doing a walk in Dalton.
You gonna text me? You gonna text me? Yeah, she'll text me. I'll send you the information. I'll Zell you. Don't worry about it. I'll text you. You know what? You're gonna be on CNN. You'll text you. I'll give you all the information. All the information you need. Just text me. You got my number. Yeah.
Mine is real. You see this tumor awareness? This is my non-for-profit, so that's what it's called. So, yeah, I had a meningioma tumor that was 80% of my brain. I got it removed. I caught 2 infections, and then I lost my forehead on the second infection, and I had craniotomy. And then a year later, my tumors came back, so I still am battling with 2 tumors in my head.
You're still battling right now?
Yeah.
Wow. And so where do you get the strength, the faith?
This government, just being out in the world.
Okay.
As long as I do stuff to keep going, I put it in the back of my head. You have to at some point because I'm in pain 24/7.
So you really have a story to tell.
Absolutely.
A compelling story and a reason why you're here on this earth.
Absolutely. God kept me here for a reason.
And that is to reveal His greatness.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's the reason why I'll have you on the show.
Absolutely.
See there? I knew there was a reason why I came to sit over here. See there?
Yes, I definitely would come on your show. So I'm going to text you, and then we can definitely go from there. But this walk is very important to me, so I would love to talk about it on your show as well.
And when is it?
The walk is August 10th. But I'm doing fundraising now. I'm trying to get it out to the masses that I am doing a fundraising effort because I want to raise my own money for this walk. This is like my first walk. I want it to be free to the community. So I got work to do.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I definitely will. I have to find you so I can come on and
I'm gonna text you.
talk some other times on your
Right.
show.
Absolutely. And we definitely can do an interview on my show as well. You know, I do one-on-one, so.
Do you?
Yes. I have StreamYard, so I send out links and I do interviews with people as well.
All right, well, make sure to send me all that information tonight.
I will. I definitely got you.
All right.
All right.
Well, I mean, she means that she's gonna check me out.
But you guys tell him that I would do that. I love doing interviews, so absolutely.
I'm counting on you.
Absolutely. I got you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I definitely got some information. So yeah, Maywood Mayor. You guys can look up 2 years ago. He was arrested for DUI. Now, where is Maywood? I have to look that up. But yeah, Nathaniel. Wait, is his name Nathaniel? What's his name? Nathaniel George Booker. Oh, yeah, another Chicago suburb. Never mind. All right, so I guess I'll be looking into him. Apparently, there's some issues there, so we'll definitely check that out as we finish it. Yeah, it's a Chicago suburb, Maywood. It'd be nice if this stupid iPad would work. I don't feel like moving my screen. Let me see if it works. Give me a second. I still don't want to work. Oh, now it works. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, first off, why is the mayor's administration 1.4 out of 10? What's going on over there? Why is so? What's the low? What's going on with the low thing here? Let's see. So this individual 2 years ago had a DUI. Juan Baltimore, thank you for the $1 donation. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. And there's some issues going on there. Press the wrong button. So we'll definitely check that out. Yeah, DUI, I believe. Yeah, this happened back in May 2022. Yeah, DUI arrest on Kennedy Expressway. So apparently he's still driving. I don't know what's the law in terms of how long are you able to have a DUI and you're able to drive again. But 4 days after his arrest, he was back handling the village business. So we'll definitely dive into that as we kind of wait. Yeah, they didn't play around. That's 1.4. That's pretty low. So anyone who been around Maywood, is it a 1.4 out of a 5? Like, why is this? Actually, I should have looked up the reviews. Hold on a second. Let's go back. Hold on. Let me go back. Like, why is it so low? What's going on? Did someone review bomb this thing? Let's see if we could watch some reviews while we wait. Someone had 2 reviews. It says drunk. Let's see. This town needs better representation. He does not care about the people or the law. Vote him out. That was 3 weeks ago, mind you. This one is 3 months ago. It's hilarious that this man is still the mayor after falling asleep in his vehicle on the expressway, completely drunk and uncooperative with police. Good job, Maywood. All right. These are not ringing endorsements of the mayor. Next one. This flaming drunk needs to be recalled, at least not be voted in as mayor ever again. Flaming drunk. All right, I don't understand this one. Give the mayor some high heels. I bet he can walk the line. I didn't watch the video, so we're going to have to watch the arrest video. Drunk mayor drink, terrible, and a few more 1 stars there. So people are not happy with that mayor. So we gotta check out the video. Should we check out this video after this? That's probably a long video. We'll probably check it out another time. But you guys can check that out if you want to. Yeah, apparently the video was like 2 million views, so a lot of people watched it, and people are still upset about it. Now, I do not know the law, but let's say, for instance, let's say that you got a DUI in Illinois 2 years ago. Are you able to drive your car again? Right. If let's say, for instance, you fell asleep on the expressway, you got arrested, DUI, whatever. 2 years later or 3 years later, right? It's 2025. Would you be able to drive your car again? So that's the question. I'm not sure. Yeah, he was. Yeah, clearly. Please don't drink and drive. Please don't drink and drive. How drunk are you that you really just pass out like that driving a car? Please don't drink and drive. You are going to kill someone or yourself or the people in the car with you. Please don't. So people are still mad about that, considering that those reviews were only a couple of days. One was 3 weeks, one was a month. So I don't know if maybe there's, maybe there's some re-election situation going on. So we'll definitely dive into this individual and some of the issues that he has. This is one long executive session. I hope we get some important information coming out of here, because this is taking a minute. NDOT with some information. Appreciate you. Thank you for the comment. Maywood Mayor's DUI video is wild. Maywood definitely is on the lines of Gary Harvey regarding disinvestment and poverty. Aside from this incident, he definitely is not a tip. So Maywood is not doing great anyway. Even if this embarrassing thing happened, it didn't happen. It's still, he's not running things well. Is that what you're saying? Casey Cat says Maywood has been corrupt forever. But not when I was a kid. We used to go to the racetrack there. I was a candy striper in Anoya Hospital there, and then switched to Little Company or Mary Hospital. Okay. Dogs barking. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Not my dogs. Actually, it's very rare that I have no dogs in my house because I'm always taking care of them. His car was obstructing traffic at 1:30 in the morning on a busy highway, I'm assuming, right? Bob says once my buddy was just sitting in his car after getting 86 from a bar. Cop cited him from DUI ignition key. The ignition key was in the ignition. Yep, nope, you gotta leave. Don't leave that key in ignition. Absolutely not. Yeah, because they're gonna assume that you was gonna drive. Yeah, that sucks. If you're gonna get in that car, just fall asleep in the car, but do not have that ignition on. Because cops assume anything. There was one time I wasn't even drinking. I was working overnight, and instead of sleeping in the facility because I was taking care of dogs, I wanted to take a little nap, and all the dogs were sleeping. It was a facility, like a boarding facility. I went in my car to fall asleep. They didn't have the ignition on, and then I don't know how many hours I was asleep. I don't think I was sleeping for that long. Cops started knocking on the window as I'm passed out in the driver's seat. And I was like, what? He's like, oh, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. He's like, okay. Someone called and said there was a dead body in the car. I guess I was so exhausted. I was so out of it when I fell asleep. They thought I died. And they thought that someone murdered me and threw me in the car. And I was like, nah, obviously I'm not dead. He's like, I'm sorry I fell asleep. He's like, yo, don't worry. It's not illegal to fall asleep. We're just making sure you're okay. So I guess I looked really, really tired. But yeah, you definitely don't want to leave that ignition in that car if you had a few. First of all, if he's a mayor and got a DUI, this happened recently. There was a mayor. I forgot where she was. She had a DUI either, I think for St. Patrick's Day, and she had a child in the car, a toddler or a baby. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yep, they hit the driver window hard. I was like, what? It was like, okay, we thought you were dead. we thought you OD'd or someone snatched you up and took care of you and then threw you in the car. Yeah, this executive session is lasting a long time. What is the argument? There must be a disagreement. There must be something going on. So now it's like, well, we have to sit back and wait. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Are they going to announce any firings? But at this point, it's a month off. So I'm wondering what is the? Are they talking about the budget? Are they talking about the money they announced earlier? I have no idea. Actually, anyone has the time how long the executive session has been going on? Seems like it's been going on forever. Is anyone else filming? I think everyone bounced. Am I the only one out here? Let's see. It's like there's nothing going on. You don't need to hang out. Like what's the purpose? Oh yeah. Actually, I gotta figure out. Is there any information? You guys said someone got served, right? I gotta figure that out. The incident sparked tension in the Mayor's Village. Trustee Miguel Jones pushing for Booker to surrender the keys to the village SUV. So, okay, so I gotta dive into this more. Is he allowed to drive the vehicle or not? I mean, is he being treated for whatever issues? Is alcoholic or something? Usually, if someone who's doing that wasn't their first time probably drinking. Like, is he under treatment? Because it's a lot of questions that we have to dive in to. Yes, and I appreciate it. It's awesome that we could still have people hanging out, talking nonsense, just chat, waiting for something to pop out of this meeting, just like we'd be doing if we were in a meeting, just hanging out. And I'm getting a lot of information about this mayor from Maywood. Gotta dive into him. Like, no, I don't think anyone's gonna be as what's that word, bombastic as Tiffany Henyard, but I think if you are a mayor and you are in trouble for substance abuse, it's a big problem because, like, first of all, you need to take care of yourself. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the mayor from. He passed away. The mayor from. Was he a mayor of Toronto? In Canada, Rob Ford. What part? What was it? What was his? He was Canadian. Yeah, the former mayor of Toronto. He actually passed away 2016. This guy was smoking crack. He was smoking crack and drinking crazy. He was as wild can be. Just out of his mind. I think if he was doing this now, he would be as viral as you could say Tiffany Henyard. I mean, Rob Ford was insane. He said whatever he wanted to say. He was loud. He had like a Chris Farley kind of look to him, but he was like a legit politician. And actually his brother is still running something. What's his brother's name? I think his brother's still a politician. I think he's still around. Doug Ford, yeah. Yeah, I think Doug Ford, he's still he's the premier. He's Ontario, not Toronto. Ontario. I'm pronouncing that right? the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party since 2018. Okay. But yeah, Rob Ford was a wild man. Actually, both. I mean, Chris Farley, rest in peace, and Chris Farley, he had his substance abuse. So actually, it's kind of very similar in sad aspects. I mean, I thought Chris Farley was amazing, like talented, hilarious too. But clearly, he was suffering from some substance abuse, just like this man that he passed away kind of early. Oh, Casey Cat, I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. You have been one of the most generous supporters of the channel. And again, thank you very much for that. And I appreciate everyone who got those memberships. I try to put out a lot of videos at least a day before they come out for the public. Try to put more of that kind of content out there for you guys. So you are getting some value. And again, appreciate to give Casey Cat some thank you for that as we wait. She, now you hung out a little longer, you're able to get a membership from Casey Cat. So appreciate that. And don't worry, eventually, they don't want to stay there too long, right? What is it, 8:30 right now? I know, and it's 9:30 here. They want to go home. I know they want to go home, so. Succeed in giving me all the information. I don't have to do too much. I just take the chats and talk about it myself. Booker pleaded guilty to DUI charge, receiving a 12-month court supervised term rather than a harsher penalty, a resolution that stirred. Okay, so he had a bit of a slap on the wrist. If that was me or you, right, and we're not running, we're just civilians, would we get that 12-month court supervisor term? Like, or we would have got the regular penalty that most people got. So now we got to figure out like what is really going on. To me, you do something like that, you should have your license suspended. I don't know. Is there 5-year suspensions, 10-year suspensions? I wonder, probably something that's more like you can't do that. Like you could kill somebody. You really can't do that. Yeah, I mean, especially if you heard the way he died, it was pretty depressing. I don't want to talk about it because I want to kill the vibe of the stream. But the way things ended was pretty sad too. Todd, yes, I'm very, very familiar with Nate the Lawyer. Along with Pink Book Lessons, because she was the first one that made videos about Tiffany Henyard. I watch her videos. I've subscribed to Pink Book Lessons before the Tiffany Henyard stuff. And then I saw Nate the Lawyer's videos, and he's definitely inspiration. The way he moves and how he operates, I like how he makes the content, and it's kind of cool to see someone that It's funny when some people think that we look the same. Thanks, Nate. Like it's not Nate, it's Hannibal. That you see someone that looks like you. Got, black guy, glasses, dreads, and kind of like the nerdy vibe, and they're able to thrive on YouTube. It's pretty cool. It's kind of inspirational. So yeah, I definitely a big fan of his, and I think he knows me. I think he knows me. I think he remembers me. Every once in a while, I check out his content, drop a comment or two. But I think he remembers me. One of these days, I'm gonna bring him on the channel. I still gotta figure out how to invite people on the channel because I'm not using the popular apps everyone uses. But I think he'll probably jump on it. Stephanie, yes, I actually check out Actual Justice Warrior. I don't want to bring this up, but since we have some time, the Carmelo Anthony, and not the basketball player, not the guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame, shout out to him. That Carmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old kid, and the stabbing that happened. Now, I know this is going to be probably a really, really big story, and a lot of people are just very, very passionate, aggressively passionate. It's crazy. And the problem is with the situation, it's hard to it's hard to figure out, okay, who's telling the truth? Because there's so much stuff online now that it's either someone's doctoring things or making things up based on the past of both of the young boys. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think we'll probably, at least I will wait for the trial. I'm assuming there's going to be a trial at this situation, but it is gone. It's back to, Kyle Rittenhouse type stuff. A lot, that heavy racial division. There's definitely a lot of there's race in it, and there's passionate on obviously both sides are really passionate. I know you need to figure out more context of the situation. Why I say that, because one minute I'm hearing, okay, these boys that messed with Carmelo were bullies. Then I'm hearing that, okay, but Carmelo had a history of fighting. There's questions on why did he have a knife going to a track meet. Track meet, usually kids sit everywhere in different positions, in different areas, because they're going to be at this meet for hours. So you eventually start talking to other people why this situation happened. Did these kids have a prior history? It's a lot to do. There's a lot to think about. And the reason why I have that approach now, especially as I make videos, it's really important to not get emotionally invested and really pay attention to everything first. I think a lot of people get caught up in getting immediately emotional. And if you guys check out any of the content that's about this situation, we're talking about Tiffany Henyard, from the people there, or the, what do you call it? Content creators. It's my opinion. I believe that you really have to really pay attention and not get too emotionally invested and see exactly all the facts, because it's like a lot of lying. Like one minute I'm reading something and then like, is this actually real? So definitely have to go to trial and see what's going on. Because I would say for me, in New York, and also Texas is different. Are they about to done? Let me finish real quick. Texas is different than New York City. New York City is not a stand your ground state. It's a retreat. So if I'm in an issue with someone and I can't chase them, I can't stab them, I'm in trouble. So it's just a different place to be compared to Texas, compared to New York, compared to Florida. What happened to Trayvon Martin? So we'll definitely talk more about it. But let's get to the ending of this, because I know you guys have been waiting for a long time.
Down here now. Yeah, oh, he got stuck.
Thank you, Lisa.
He had a nice little place by the waterfront. Nice little thing. He just leave here.
All right, coming out of closed session, is there a motion at 8:40? Is there a motion to reconvene?
A motion.
I'll make a motion to reconvene.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor
Yeah, I know
Pro Tem
Gray ever
Gonzalez.
came, so she can
Motion
give
passed.
Tiffany all the details about what happened in closed session.
Okay, next item is action following closed session. There being none, move on to the next item. We have reports. Does anybody have any reports?
I do not.
Well, I guess I just wanted to say real quick, congratulations to the new administration coming in. And if there's anything I can do to help with the transition, please let me know. And also, congratulations to Kia, the deputy clerk. She had her baby, healthy baby boy on Sunday, so congratulations to her as well.
I forgot she was pregnant.
Right. Anything else? I'd just like to say thank you, everybody, for coming out to vote last week. We should I'd like to see the numbers come up. I want to see more people come out and vote because that helps our area so much, showing that we have people coming out to vote. That we have the people who come out. Obviously, we don't care. We just need more. You know, we need more. We need more people exercising their right to vote, and however that may be. You know, so you know, we got so many ways to do it now, whether it be early voting by mail. You know,
This
or
Darlene
the
last
old-fashioned
meeting.
way on election day. But you know, I've said it plenty of times, as you know, and everybody knows, there's power in numbers. It shows that we're involved. It shows that we're engaged. And when we ask for things, whether it be from Cook County or Springfield, it just helps showing that we have involved voters.
Right.
So, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. And just, you know, we just gotta let's keep coming out. So, all right, thank you. Right.
So then,
Anyone else?
so we ain't gonna
Is there a
know.
motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to know what happened in closed session. Wait, we don't know nothing.
Trustee Carlisle? Trustee Carlisle? Yes. Trustee Wiedemann? Yes. Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez? Yes. Motion passed.
That's fantastic. We just sat there for how long, and they talked for at least 45 minutes with no action. This is a good luck. Those who are in the township, good luck. That's all I'll say. Good luck. If there's more craziness happening, obviously we'll cover it, but good luck. Henyard didn't have anything to do with that. You sit there for half an hour, 45 minutes, and don't have anything to... Let's move on. So, and I want to talk about this before we leave. I know I had you for almost 3 hours, and that's totally fine. I know many of you have already left, and those who are leaving, don't worry. What I'm talking about will be... I'm going to clip this out anyway. But in terms of talking about money and audits, there's another mayor that had some issues, and this is the mayor that I covered on this channel a few months ago. Actually, even more recent than that. I want to talk about this real quick before we head out. Jonesboro mayor.
Take action.
So I want to set this up first before we start. So I know we just went through the situation with the super mayor, but I know you might be thinking like, hey, there's always more mayors out there, and just like I said, the clown car of small town mayors are always going to be full of chaos. It's always going to be full of chaos, and we're talking about here with Jonesboro. This is Jonesboro, Georgia, and Mayor Danya Salter. So this is a woman that she has some issues here. So we're talking about a mayor that quit, and then they decided to unquit or unresign in less than 24 hours. So she quit her job at one point and then came back before anyone had a time to even change the key cards on the door. So sitcom plot is definitely where we're here. So this city, and run by this mayor, has lost multiple city managers, police chiefs, and finance directors. Like it was a cast members of a reality show. People getting fired, people are bailing out. So the city's own accounting firm bailed on them. So, for instance, what's going on in Thornton Township, like that Casper, imagine they just bounced saying they don't want to deal with this. The people who are paid to count said, you know what, we're out. We don't want to deal with this. So there's nearly $500,000 in budget, right? Drama, and the people are out there losing their minds. So I want to check out this video. It's real quick, and we kind of respond to it because I think it kind of shows that no matter where we are in this country, small towns have to deal with this nonsense. So let's play a little bit of this real quick. Let me turn up the volume, make sure you guys can hear it, and let's check it out.
More breaking news now. City leaders just agreed to take action against a Metro Atlanta mayor.
The Jonesboro City Council has ordered an audit on her spending. Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer is live at City Hall. And Bridget, the mayor says this audit will show she's done nothing wrong.
Right, and the mayor actually had talked to City Council about this in a previous meeting back in March. They say that they have been thinking about an audit, but tonight they went on ahead and took action, saying they're going to take a closer look at spending.
Mayor Pro Tem, we have to play games with you and have somebody else call from their phone to get you to pick up. And you're the Mayor Pro Tem.
That was inappropriate, Mayor.
No, it is the truth.
In a contentious council work session, the Jonesboro City Council officially voted to move forward with a forensic audit on Mayor Danya Sarter, particularly looking at alleged misuse of funds.
Isn't that very familiar? Right? Very familiar. This is the same person that quit and then unquit in the same 24 hours. She kind of claimed that she was being stalked, that there was some lot of issues going on. And remember, this is not just the city council, the way they're behaving. This is like a toxic situationship. This is how breakups go when neither person wants to admit what they did wrong. So, like I said, the mayor dramatically announces that she was going to step down, decides, you know what, I'm going to come back. Nothing went wrong. I'm doing great. And now she's welcoming the audit like she's welcoming a bunch of friends. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The flip-flop screams like someone is trying to control the narrative, like they were trying to gain sympathy at one point, and now they're acting like that she's the one being transparent. In my opinion, this is kind of the manipulation tactics that a lot of these mayors perform. They think it's working, and now she's thinking that, oh, I'm looking like I'm going to be cooperative, where in reality, she's just trying to survive that PR storm that she stirred up for herself. So these are the kind of issues that people are dealing with these local governments. It's always a problem here.
Certain members of my council love to show me up on some things. So if they had any reason to believe that there was any allegations funded, they would bring it before you.
The mayor says she welcomes the audit.
They have access to all of my credit card spending. It's an open door policy on the finance.
The meeting was just one of the latest after the mayor announced her resignation last month, but then less than 24 hours changed her mind.
We said go ahead with it.
The audit comes in the wake of many changes at City Hall. The city's accounting firm Fulton and Kozak sending in their resignation on Friday, saying, quote, "We've lost confidence in the integrity of your management." Councilmember Billy Powell says they can't keep employees.
Kozak and Thornton, they've been with the city for years and years and never had a problem. We don't have a finance director. We've gone through 3 of them in the last year.
3 finance directors. 3. So 3 Robert Hunts. So of course the finances have to be in disarray. You can't trust any of the numbers. If 3 of them were here and gone already.
City managers, 3 of them in a year. Police chiefs.
We spoke to one Jonesboro citizen who told us she's fine paying for the audit if it's what's needed.
I don't want to see the city go backwards. I want to see the city go forward. But I don't think with all the chaos in City Hall, we can do that.
So this is widespread, widespread cesspool. So the council is trying to restore some public trust with this forensic audit. And, they're saying, like, let's check under the bed because obviously this room stinks. And that makes a lot of sense. But if the regular audits aren't even done yet, how do you know it's going to have some issues and how it's going to be finished until now? I mean, it's crazy.
Now, before all of this can happen, the city needs to hire a finance director. And we just checked online. We did notice that the finance director, as well as the city manager position, have already been posted on the Jonesboro website. We're live in Jonesboro tonight. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
So all right. Anyone wants to be a finance director in Jonesboro? Anyone's looking to get that kind of job? Anyone's interested? Because it looks like they need a finance director first to even get the forensic audit to start. But the team keeps quitting because they don't like the way she's running things. Multiple people have been quitting under her administration. So what's going to happen? This entire situation screams of dysfunction. We got a mayor right here dodging accountability like she's in the Matrix. The council members are begging for clarity. The audit team that saw this situation dipped out and bounced. So this is not City Hall. This is just a more chaotic situation. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, how do these people get elected in the first place? This is not how government spending should sound. Why there's such chaos over credit cards? This is supposed to be a boring process, expense reports, receipts, like adult stuff. But here is like a heist movie. Go get the cars, show the cars, block the numbers. It's like, there's always some kind of nonsense happening. And I think, the tone is very obvious, right? The mayor looks flustered. The council is fed up. Everyone is confused. And when there's confusion over money, that's when the real mess happens. Someone is either being really, really shady or ridiculously unorganized. And either one is a disaster for the people. And most likely is always the first issue as well. So let's be real. If the mayor truly had clean hands, she would have took care of these statements a long time ago. This wouldn't be any kind of issue. She would have been transparent for a long time ago, but looks like that's not going to happen. So it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about this one. Like I said, we don't have to worry about Tiffany Henyard. There's tons of mayors doing some weird stuff. This is how some people run their city business. It's supposed to be logs. It's supposed to be accountability, sign-in sheets. If handing over a piece of plastic turns your entire finance team into a bunch of potential scammers, something is wrong with your setup. So we'll see. I don't really know much more to say about that. And I guess in total, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me as long as you have. A little disappointing with the situation with the ending of that meeting there. Also disappointing in the beginning, the fact that the finance director decided not to show up. It's definitely not what people are looking for when they're trying to find ways to avoid a situation that's happened in the last couple of years. But good luck to you guys. This is probably it, unless something happens, another meeting, which I don't think is going to happen. Henyard's gone. And you got Napoleon Harris and Jason House. So I hope things improve in that area. We will continue to follow Tiffany Henyard, obviously, because now she's a civilian. So we'll see what influencer, whatever, opportunities she gets as an influencer. Let's see what she has, any interviews. Does she go on some podcasts? Does she go on that Red Balloon Pop show? Who knows? But we'll definitely cover it. And for the future of what's going on in the next couple of days on this channel, I'm definitely going to dive into Maywood and see what's going on with that mayor. There's some other stuff. Lady Luck, I saw your email. We'll be diving into that as well. But it's almost 3 hours. I've held you long enough. Thank you for hanging out with me as long as you have. And you guys will see me next week. So take care. Peace out.